Hey everybody, today we are on Psalms 4, which is a very good Psalms. Of course, they're all good Psalms, right? But today we're on Psalms 4, and in one of my commentaries, it called it a night prayer. That was in the CSB Bible, which was my Tony Evans Bible. And in the ESV, which is this one, it says, answer me when I call. So I put answer me when I call, and I put ESV. So it could possibly have been both, one or the other, but that was the heading that it got. Although neither one of those was originally on there, it was basically to the choir master with stringed instruments, a Psalm of David. And that was number 4. Of course, I always date mine. I don't know if you guys like to date yours when you're journaling or not. By the way, my name is Rhonda. You have entered But God Says. And today we are talking in the book of Psalms, number 4. So if you like this kind of content, give it a thumbs up, like and subscribe, do all the things, comment, because I would want to know some questions. I'll have a question for you at the end. And then we also have a small art project at the end that's going to go with this. So stay with me. Okay, let's go ahead and read it. Psalms chapter 4, verse 1. Answer me when I call, O God of my righteousness. You have given me relief when I was in distress. Be gracious to me and hear my prayers. O men, how long shall my honor be turned into shame? How long will you love vain words and seek after lies? Selah. But know that the Lord has set apart the godly for himself. The Lord hears when I call to him. Be angry and do not sin. Ponder in your hearts on your beds and be silent. Selah. Offer right sacrifices and put your trust in the Lord. There are many who say, who will show us some good? Lift up the light of your face upon us, O Lord. You have put more joy in my heart than they have when their grain and wine abound. In peace I will both lie down and sleep, for you alone, O Lord, let's try that again, guys. Verse 8, in peace I will both lie down and sleep, for you alone, O Lord, make me dwell in safety. So what I have done is I've come over here, and some people like to journal the actual scriptures over here. I actually like to put my notes over here, and sometimes I decorate over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go with verse 1, and it says, answer me when I call, O God of my righteousness. You have given me relief when I was in distress. Be gracious to me and hear my prayers. In verse 1, David is expressing his dependency on the Lord because God has never failed him. And he says, if you notice, I color code these. This is where I color code this in a blue-green, and over here is where I color coded it over here. He says, you have given me relief when I was in distress. So he's reflecting and remembering that the Lord has never failed him. And that's why I put, because God has never failed him. Verse 2 says, O men, how long shall my honor be turned into shame? How long will you love vain words and seek after lies? We're going to go ahead and go down to 5. But know that the Lord has set apart the godly for himself. He hears when I call to him. Be angry and do not sin. Ponder in your own hearts on your beds and be silent. Selah, or Selah. And then 5 is offer right sacrifices and put your trust in the Lord. David is warning the men in verse 3, which I have highlighted in orange, to take God seriously. He's saying, when I call to him, he hears me. So if he hears me, he's going to answer my prayers. If he answers my prayers, you better stop your vain words and stop telling lies on me. That's basically what he says. To offer the right sacrifice. Let's see where I was at. Okay, we're going down to 5 because this is about the sacrifices. It says, offer right sacrifices and put trust in the Lord. Sorry guys, I'm stumbling. Offer right sacrifices and put your trust in the Lord. Okay, part 2 of this says to offer the right sacrifices at the right times to be pleasing to God. Our sacrifices today are obedience and heartfelt praise done with thanksgiving and joy. Back then they had the animal sacrifices, the grain sacrifices, those type of different sacrifices, and each one represented something at that time. It might be, sacrifices for yourself or for your family or whatever. It was just they were offering sacrifices for various things. For us, what's considered a sacrifice to the Lord from us is our obedience and our heartfelt praise. So when we obey God, it's a sacrifice to Him, and He honors that. He only does it if we give Him heartfelt praise. If you remember right, Cain and Abel, when they were doing their sacrifices, Abel was giving a heartfelt sacrifice, but Cain was basically just doing what he had to do, and he wasn't doing his best, and that's why he got all upset. And then you need to do it with thanksgiving and joy. When you are obedient and you're giving your praise, do it with thanksgiving and joy. Okay? So number 6 said, there are many who say, who will show us some good? Lift up the light of your eyes upon us, O Lord. Lift up the light of your face upon us, O Lord, is a reference to the favor of the Lord. So he's asking for God's favor here. Number 7, you have put joy in my heart. The King James Version says gladness. I'm going to bring this forward and see if you guys can see that a little better. It's kind of dark in here. I'm going to have to bring more lighting. But the King James Version is gladness. It says, I put it over here as well. King James uses gladness, which means joy. The word used for the word gladness, which came from King James, remember, is simchah. And I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that right, but it's Simchah. Okay? And it's mentioned 40 times in the English translation of the Old Testament. So this is an important word. If they've mentioned it 40 times in the Old Testament, I'm thinking it's an important word, okay? So he says, you have put more joy in my heart than they have when their grain and wine abound. So he's saying God has put more more joy in his life than the money that he's gained or the riches that he has gained from grain and wine. Okay. And then verse 8 says, let's read the verse. In peace I will both lie down and sleep, for you alone, O Lord, will... Guys, let me try again. In peace I will both lie down and sleep, for you alone, O Lord, make me dwell in safety. Not sure why I'm stumbling over that, but for some reason I am. So I made a note to myself that David was a shepherd. He knew that sheep can only rest when its surroundings are peaceful. So by saying this, verse 8, he is saying he trusts God to keep him safe. And that's where we should be, you guys. We should be at that point where we are trusting God to be our safety, to take care of us, to make sure that everything is going according to his plan and that we will be well. Now, if you like this, please subscribe. I would appreciate that. It will help my algorithms, and that will help this channel to be able to stay. So we're going to, and I stumbled over this, and it's funny because it, to me, was a very special verse, because David's actually reflecting back on where he came from, what his roots were. He remembered that his sheep, when he was with them at night in the pastures, that they would lay down in peace knowing that he was there. And that's what he is saying about the Lord, that knowing that God is there, he could lay down and feel safe. So I was going to try to stamp something on this today, but I forgot the stamp. I'm at my mom's today. I'm actually in her office. That's why the lighting's a little different. I could tilt this a little bit, but I don't think it'd make any difference. But I'm in her office, so the lighting's a little different. The surroundings is a little different, but it is a very peaceful place. And I'm thinking this is where I'm going to be doing some of my studies for a while. But today we are going to add a little bit of something to it. Yesterday we added the washi tape, which I think turned out so pretty. So if you're interested in this study, it's day 3. But we're going to add David as the shepherd. I'm going to bring this up. David as the shepherd, and those are the sheep. Or you could think of it as Jesus as the shepherd, and we are the sheep. Or God is the shepherd, and we are the sheep, because we are what he tends to and he takes care of because he loves us. So I'm going to put this in my book. Now I am using some glue that belonged to my mom. I don't have all my craft things here, but I'm not going to put a ton. I'm just lightly going to put this on. But isn't this sweet? I mean, it just is so cute. So I'm just going to do this, put it on. And guys, this was so easy. I went into Canva and I found this picture, and then I put it into a sticker format so it would be circular. And then I printed and cut it out. Very simple. But I do want to take it a step further because it looks plain to me. So I'm going to take my Wink of Stella, which you guys know I love Wink of Stella. I'm going to see, yep, it's working. And I want to color his sash and make it sparkly. Isn't that pretty? I don't know if y'all can see that very well, but I'm making his sash sparkly. And then I'm going to go into the sheep and I'm going to give it a little sparkle as well, because as God's sheep, we would be sparkly. And this sheep is happy, so it's getting lots of sparkles on its face and a few on its feet. Guys, I just love Wink of Stella. And I've discovered that they have other colors. Stampin' Up! Sells several, and so when I get paid again, I'm going to order some more, and I'll share those with you. I'll share my Stampin' Up! Haul with you when I get it, because I'm planning on doing a pretty nice order this time. But isn't that cute? I'm going to bring it up just slightly so y'all can see it better. I don't know if you can. Let's see if I hold this light. Nope, I'm going to break something, I think. It's just not giving me the light I want. But anyway, there you go, guys. This is our lesson for today. It wasn't very long, I don't think. Of course, I can never tell because I always cover up the thing. If you're wondering what the book under it is, it's Perry Stone's Opening the Gates of Heaven. This is something my mom is reading, and I'm just using for to make this even and hold it. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I'm calling this Facing the Storms, because in our lives we face storms, and or no, I'm not. I'm sorry, this is Psalms 4. I did Facing the Storms this morning, so if you want to see that quick short video, that was our devotion this morning, so I had Facing the Storms in my mind. But on this one, we're going to call it either a night prayer or Answer When I Call, because I like both of those. I think they're nice. I may use both, who knows. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, like I said, give it a thumbs up. My question for you is, in this, has there been a time when you felt like that God was with you and you could just lay down and let him take care of whatever the problem was? Have you ever had that assurance, that feeling? And if so, put it in the comments below and let me know. Or if you have a prayer request, you're always welcome to drop those in the comments. I do read my comments, and I do pray for every request that comes through. So guys, until next time, you have a blessed day, and I will see you tomorrow when we do Psalms verse 5. Talk to you then. Bye.